TinkerCAD tips. Welcome back. This is part 2 of this multicolored bowling pin. If you're looking for part 1, you can find that on my profile by clicking my bio picture. It should be probably the tutorial just before this one. And in that particular tutorial, I had shown where we could take this bowling pin, and this one here I made in TinkerCAD, union grouped it, exported it, brought it back in as an STL so it would be easier to work with. But I had created this multicolor version and had explained that this version here is multicolored within TinkerCAD, but if I were to export this as an STL, it would be single color. And I showed that here. This is a version of it. It's just the mesh. If you were to try to print this, you would have to do like filament change it layer type of thing, or paint it yourself in Bamboo Studio or Prusa Slicer. So in this tutorial, I'm going to go over how I made this version that is actually more compatible with the multicolor printers, because in essence, it's multiple parts. Here I have this one bundle grouped so that I can export it, but if I ungroup it here, you can see that I have different parts. Each is a separate object, right? I'll go ahead and undo all of that. And then I just simply selected them all, did a bundle grouping, and then I'll export it. But in this tutorial, I'm going to take and show you how I created that. So let's zoom out here. I am going to grab a copy, a duplicate of this pin here, and the rest I'm going to move up out of the way. Back here, I kind of have an example of what I'm going to be shooting for. And I've shown this technique before. This is a way of splitting an object in two, and I just did it in a series of steps. You can see here where this was a duplicate, and then I did that so on and so forth as I went through the parts, which then gave me each section in the color that I wanted. So let me step you through how I did that. I'm going to select all of those, kind of slide those up out of the way, zoom in, have our bowling pin here. Okay, we're going to start by grabbing a whole box, dropping it down to the work plane. Let's move it over here, come around to the side. We want this to be larger than the bowling pin itself. Let's make sure we have enough back here. There we go. I'm going to select the two of those, do a quick alignment just to keep things square here. All right, now I'm going to grab that whole box and I'm going to bring it up to where I want the white to end. Let's say right about there. Okay. Now I'm going to lasso select the two of those. I'm going to drag it over here for a moment. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to select on just the whole box, hit Control D to duplicate, click W. Let's put the work plane there, hit the letter D to drop. So we have our duplicate. And that duplicate I'm going to bring down till it just covers the top of the bowling pin. W. I'm going to zoom out here, hit W, put it back on the default work plane. Let's grab all of that, slide it over. Now, while I have that all selected, I'm going to hit Control D to duplicate. I'm going to shift nudge, shift cursor, and bring that copy over here. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I want to keep the white portion of this bottom here. So I'm going to delete that. Okay, now I can lasso select the two of those objects, click Union Group, and that gives us the white bottom portion. Over on this one, I want to select the top here and delete that, leaving just this white part. I'm going to select the two of those, union group them, leaving me this white portion here. So we're just going to kind of repeat the same thing again. I'm going to bring out another whole box. We'll enlarge it just a wee bit. Let's drag it up a bit. All right, I'm going to go ahead and select the two of those, do a quick alignment. I'm going to click on the white one to keep it in place. That direction, Okay, we're going to sort of do the same thing here. I'm going to take that whole box. I'm going to change the height to where I want the red to be, about the height of the red portion. Control D, W to place the work plane on top of it, D to drop it, and then I'm going to bring the height up to cover the both of those. I'm going to zoom out. Let's put my work plane back out here. I'm going to select all of that, Control D, Shift Nudge. Make a complete copy of that. I'm going to come back over here to this. I'm going to select down here and hit D. I'm going to select the two of those, union group them together, and I'm going to make that the red part. Okay? Now I'm going to come back over here and I'm going to delete the top of this one, and I'm going to union group the two of those together. That's part of the next part of it that we're going to be working with. So you see how I just keep repeating this. We'll grab another whole box here. Oop. Let's bring that over here where we want it. We don't want that piece there. Whoops, undo. Okay, let's bring out a whole box. We'll enlarge it a little bit. I'm going to shift select that pin, the top part of the pin. Click Align. Click on the white part to keep it where it needs to be. Well, let's do that again. Select the two of those. Align. Top part. All three directions there. All right, the next section will be white, so we'll bring this down to the height of the white portion. The next ring. Okay, I'm going to zoom in. Control D. W, we'll put the work plane there. D to drop. Going to bring that up. Okay, W, let's put the work plane back out there. All right, I'm going to select all three of those. Control D to duplicate. Shift nudge. Let's bring that over here. Let's come back to this one. We'll delete that box. Whoops, undo that, wrong way. We want to delete this bottom box. There we go. I'm going to select those two, union group, and now we have the next white portion of it. We're going to come back over here, delete the top part, shift select the two of those, union group, and so on and so forth. We just continue to do that until we have all of the parts that we want, similar to this one here. Now what's unique about this, once you have all the parts, and I'll ungroup it here, you can see it's all in separate parts. Each one of these is a separate object. Oops, I don't want to ungroup that. Each one of these is completely separate, okay? Now what we do, in order to kind of take advantage of all of that, there we go, got it all back in place. I'm going to select everything again. I'm going to do a bundle group. Now that we have that, I'm going to select it. Now we're going to do our export, but this is a little different. Instead of an STL, you want to do an OBJ. Here I call it multicolor bowling pin zip. It'll be a zip file. You'll click Save. You'll go to your folder. Here we have our zip file. I'm going to extract that with 7-zip to a separate folder. And if you then go into that folder, you'll have these. And this one here, the OBJ file, is what you want to import into Prusa or Bamboo Studio. And it should present you with a dialog where you can then select which filament spool in your AMS unit that you want to associate with the various parts in the model. So, there you have it. Multicolored objects and 2 different ways of going about it. As always, like, follow, and repost. Drop me a comment for sure. If you have ideas for other TinkerCAD tips, DM me. Happy tinkering.